Sir, how's it going? So this is for your son. These are his details. So let's begin. See, the career house in his case, is in the sign of Aquarius, co-ruled by Saturn and Rahu, and Saturn further is in the nakshatra of Magha, which is a clear sign of leadership, clear sign of also someone working for the government or working as a leader in their local community, because that is where Saturn is sitting. So she could be, or this person could be a leader, let's say in his local community, and is well respected there, because the common ground between Saturn and Sun, because the sign is Leo, which is ruled by Sun, the common ground is working for the government, the common ground is leadership and responsibility. So that's that. I believe whatever career he's going to build, it is going to benefit his home community. So he was born in Chennai, so maybe he goes back. He may have some foreign exposure. I'll look into that. But whatever he's doing, whatever he's doing in his professional life, his home community is going to benefit from it. Now, the other two planets, Sun in the nakshatra of Shatabisha, is a very strong indication of him following a career in the field of medicine. I know for your the other son you were saying about medicine. Let's talk about him first. Sun in Shatabisha. As you would know, Shatabisha is a cluster of 100 stars. Each one of those 100 stars was known as, having healing power. 100 physicians is linked to this nakshatra. So naturally, this person could be in the field of medicine, because the deity attached to Shatabisha is Varuna, and Varuna is connected to the oceans, and oceans were known to have the healing power of curing every disease on the planet. Now, Shatabisha, since the ruler of the sign Aquarius is Saturn, the kind of diseases he may be curing could be long term diseases. For example, he's performing chemotherapy. So, in that, what is necessary? You have to maintain a particular timeline, schedule, and constantly monitor the health of the patient in order for that person to recover. So, long term diseases and solution to long term diseases, when sun burns those diseases, you know. So, here it could be that he's curing. Definitely, again, his home community stands to benefit, because Sun and Saturn are developing a Parivartana Yoga. I hope you're able to see that Sun sitting in the sign of Aquarius, whereas Saturn sitting in the sign of Leo. So that is what Shatabisha is pointing towards. Rahu also is sitting in the nakshatra of Dhanishta in the career house and is the ruler of the career house, is an indication that this person will also be blessed with a sense of timing. What I see here is that in the field of medicine, timing is very crucial. You have to constantly monitor the condition of the patient and then tweak the treatment accordingly. That, hey, we are going to monitor you for 1 week, then we'll see, then we're going to have prescribe you for 2 weeks, then for 6 months, then for 1 year. So there is a timeline attached, and that is which is the main thing associated with Dhanishta, this sense of timing. So I think he'll be blessed with that. And because of this sense of timing, he could excel in other things as well, like sports, because it's all time based, or music, because one of the symbols of this nakshatra Dhanishta is Damaru, which is linked to the field of music. But I believe in his case, any time based profession, such as medicine, because in this case, as I said, if it is a long term disease, you have to maintain a timeline, have to maintain a schedule, and that possibly could be his profession. Now, if I look at his sixth house, the condition of that, moon is placed there, and moon is sitting in the nakshatra of Vishakha. So, single pointed focus could be there. Here, there is one indication now also that he may actually end up changing his daily routine. For example, he was working in X kind of work, and then he moves into another. So, this particular combination of moon and Vishakha in the sixth house is an indication of career change. So maybe in the field of medicine, he chooses to specialize in something very different. Maybe he starts off doing something and then he moves into something else. That's one aspect of Vishakha. But the other aspect of Vishakha is this single pointed focus and this undying desire, this burning desire to achieve things. So one thing after the other, one project after the other. That hunger for success is I think the most evident in this particular nakshatra of Vishakha, where nothing really is satisfying. So there is this hunger, constant hunger to keep on growing, which I believe could actually make him a professional who is not only servicing his local community, but also his research could have an impact on a large number of people. So Dhaneshta also can bring the power of fame and abundance. So this person could be well known given Sun's placement there as well. So his work could also be that even though he's working or benefiting directly his local community, but his research is benefiting people at large because he's constantly moving from one project to the other. Now his money house is linked to the field of research. So again, research based career, medicine is a good example. But the lord of the sixth house happens to be Venus, which is in the which is in the ninth house, in the nakshatra of Shravana, where I also find Mercury. See, now the other specialization that I have to recommend to this person is in the field of psychology. Less psychology, but I think it's a case where he's going to be an excellent counselor. You know, in the field of medicine, it is very important to say the right things, because if you say the wrong thing, you might demotivate the patient, and then he may stop responding to the treatment. So I believe he has the ability to be an excellent student. That is the main thing associated with Shravana, the ability to listen, at the same time absorb what he has listened to and then apply that. And he will be applying that in his profession because a lot of the sixth is linked with the ninth house. So I believe his career could be, he's going to be doing his masters. His career is going to be built after he's done his masters. Could be in the field of medicine, he's done his specialization, but he will also be someone who's excellent at counseling people, understanding what their problem is by listening, then doing his own sort of research and analysis, and then conveying that information in a very polite, effective manner. Politeness and effectiveness will come through Mercury and Venus's conjunction in his birth chart in the ninth house. He could actually also think of becoming a teacher of some kind. A career in the field of academics is also a good option. Anyhow, if I go back to the Dasamsha chart with Moon's rulership of the career house, this is another indication that profession in the field of medicine is a good choice for him. Mars is bringing the energy here of the 12th and the 7th house of the main birth chart, so it is more linked to the spouse. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sort of mix the two, but I can say that this person might have foreign exposure, foreign travel. Here, the word foreign could also be the case that he moves away from Chennai to another part of India to educate himself and then comes back and serves his local community. Jupiter is bringing the energy of research into his career, and it is in an exalted position. So, on the whole, a knowledge based career. So that's that. And the Navamsha is suggesting again the use of words, counseling and consulting people. So I think a large part of his work, what he does, is going to be linked to communication, where he's simply explaining to the patient what exactly is going on. If he's choosing a field of medicine, that could be the kind of profession he could be. That could be the nature of his work, where a large part of his work is just communication. Whereas less of surgical side, it's less of he performing an operation. It's more about counseling, consulting, guiding, and it's more about curing a long-term disease if he is choosing a field of medicine. Now the same logic could be applied to management sort of careers. He could be in the field of business consulting. That's an interesting choice. But here again, he could be linked to the pharmaceutical or healthcare industry. Those could be his clients because of Shatabisha, presence. But on the whole, I think he's going to be extremely successful. But healing will be the main. I would still believe that he's going to pursue a career in the field of medicine, given an overwhelming influence of Moon on the career houses. In the main chart, Moon is in the sixth. In the Dasamsha, Moon is the ruler of the 10th house. So all those indications point towards a career in the field of medicine. Now I have looked at his dashas. I think his career is going to stabilize. He is 12 years old right now. He's going to turn 12 this month. And his dash, I think during his career is going to be built during Saturn's Mahadasha, and Saturn is a public servant. and Saturn being in the nakshatra of Magha, which belongs to the category of public servant. So he is possibly going to build his career during Saturn's phase and also become a public servant right at the end, at the beginning of Saturn Jupiter's phase. So I think in the beginning of 2035, when he'll be 27, if I'm not wrong, 27 years of age. Let me see, let me check that. Yes, 27 years of age. I think that's the time where his career is going to stabilize. So just prior to that, during the Saturn Rahu's phase, he could be completing his research and building understanding technology alongside his medical profession. I think by the end of 2034 his career is going to be stable, and I don't think he needs to worry about his career after that. So that's my assessment of his birth chart. See, I have gone through your other son's birth chart as well. If I had seen a clear sign of the field of medicine, I would have mentioned it. See, I don't see this. I can see an indirect connection, especially 6th and the ninth, but 6th, 9th, 8th having a connection with the 10th, but it's not a very clear sign of someone pursuing a career in the field of medicine. I think in his case, I've given you my unbiased opinion. I think maybe the creative career could be a better option. Why don't you let him be and see how his interest areas develop with the passage of time, and then you can take a call later on. So that's it. This is my assessment on your other son. Hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.